Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you how to create this 80s supermodel makeup. Hope you enjoy it. Beginning, I'd like to clean the model face with Thayer's micellar water to ease the dirt and makeup residues. I use fresh black tea eye cream for under eye area. Gently apply the cream in both sides of her eye. Using Shiseido Benefiance wrinkle smoothing cream enriched slowly, massaging from her face down to her neck for about 15 to 20 minutes to make the moisture absorb. This step will be beneficial for skin complexion application later. Apply a light layer of Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. For skin complexion, I use about 3 drops of Sisley Paris Phyto. Tane foundation in shade Golden. Use a dense concealer brush dragging method to deposit the foundation and tapping method for more cover. The foundation color matching her skin so well. Now that we zoom in, we can literally see that her skin look flawless without being heavily covered by the foundation. I choose a small and denser brush for this application because I can control the amount of foundation that I apply. I'm using a bigger puffy brush for her body. Even though the foundation is a perfect match to her skin tone, but I still need to do body makeup because the talent is wearing a cropped shoulder top for beautiful skin finish. I'm going to layers with cream bronzer by using Chanel Les Beige's Healthy Glow Sheer Color Stick in shades N20. I like to use my finger for this layer process because I don't want to disrupt my foundation with the brush stroke and direct product swipe. I'm using Tarte concealer in shade Sand. This is a full coverage concealer. I only apply a light amount, then blend it with a brush. I use this lighter shade for highlight, so I use brushes to blend the color with foundation. We can see here, after that much of layering and blending, the talent skin still looking so lightweight. After the cream layer, I apply Hoola Toasted Bronzer from Benefit Cosmetics to set the cream layer. I use a small puffy brush with tapping motion to goes on top the cream bronzer to set it. After I set the cream bronzer, I use drag motion to build up the pigment. I'm connecting the shadow at the bridge of her nose. Blend it up to the eye sockets to create dimension guides. I'm using Moon Rich Berry Blush from Benefit Cosmetics. I apply my blush right on top of the bronzer. I'm not going to put too much because I will make some adjustments toward the end of my eyeshadow. Even with layers of powder, the talent skin still looks skin-like. Since the talent agent requested don't plug her brows, I'm starting off with Benefit Cosmetics 24 Hours Brow Setter Clear Brow Gel. I want to make sure all brows are locked in place. I'm using Benefit Cosmetics Precisely Brow Pencil number for warm deep brow to redefine her brow shape. I am filling in some hair strokes from the right side of her brow. Brush it up to create a sister brows alike brow shape. I'm happy that her brows look almost perfect from the front and on the side. I'm adding on Dior all-in-one brow powder to intensify the brows. I only fill in the gaps. I'm not making it too dark. I want it to be a soft and faded, well-defined brows. I add a little foundation to clean up the brows, making sure it looks perfect from different angles. Close up of her brows and skin is looking amazing. I'm using Sephora Jumbo Liner Stick in shade Matte Brown as my base layer. I use a pointy pencil brush to smudge out the liner. Therefore, this liner don't need to be perfect. I simply need to follow the bronzer shadow layer that created from early to intensify the eyeshadow shade. It's important to keep in mind, ask the model to look up and down with eye opened and eye closed so I can see the shadow placement. When the talent opening her eye, we can see the shadow fading up. I use Lancome Ombre Hypnose Stylo eyeshadow stick in shade Amethyst to layer on top of the brown pencil shadow. Blending is important here. I need to make sure the colors are mixed together to create more depth. I carefully merging this amethyst color closer to the bridge of her nose, then have the talent open her eye. Blend in the pigment at the under lash line to create a lift effect without using liquid eyeliner. I keep repeating this process and add on more pigment as needs to intensify the colors and layers up. I'm happy with the blending when the talent looking up or down. I can see some shadow and some halo space at the center of the eye. I'm adding on a lilac purple to brighten the shadow. Using a small shadow and a puffy shadow brush to blend. I use this little shadow brush to deposit the eyeshadow and diffuse the color fading closer to her brow bone. I like to use synthetic brushes for my blending because because I can control my blending easily. As results, we can see here, even if I layer on top of layers, the talent, eyeshadow, and skin still looking beautiful and well blended. I guarantee with this techniques, the makeup would last throughout the day. Back to the eyeshadow blending. I make sure to repeat the process of layering to build up the pigment. Make sure to measure the eyeshadow length, not go into blend too far out. When the talent looking around, I could see the shadow and the blending are well pronounced and merged together. I'm using a pair of custom trimmed eyelashes because I want her eyelashes to look pronounced in camera but also natural for her eye shape. I glide about 0.3mm of clear adhesive duo glue along the eyelash band, then put it super close to her actual lashes line. I use Shiseido eyelash curler gentle curl the eyelashes. I go back with the Sephora Jumbo eyeliner to tight line her waterline to create the smoky eye effects. I'm obsessed with the lashes and eyeshadow turnout. I'm adding one coat of Yves Saint Laurent Lash Clash Extreme Volume mascara on top and under the lash line. This eyeshadow is already scream 80s beauty vibes. When purple was widely used, in fact this makeup, inspired by the generation of black beauties like Iman, Charlene Dash, Billy Blair, Pat Cleveland, Bethann Hardison, they were the vibes of beauties. Now, when I asked the talent turn sideways, we can see that her eyelashes looking lift and natural. I love it. Even if I zoom close up, the talent skin looks so natural just like her skin. To take it one step further, I'm using About Face Beauty Fractal Glitter Dust Pigmented Loose Glitter in shade Duochrome Rose. The pigment adding lots of light reflection on the talent eye. To finish the look, I am going back with another layer of concealer at her under eye area for a quick finish up, going back and forth with a small flat and puffy brushes between her under eye area for blending the concealer. Now I'm going to use a big powder brush so I can pick up more pigment from the blush to finish the look. I lightly dust the blush to blend the pigment with the bronzer, then slowly tapping on the midpoint of her cheek and following along the shadow up to the temple of her head for that 80s blushing layout. Now, when the talent turned on a side, we can see the blush placement layer so perfect with this look. To complete the look, I used Tarte Maracuya Juicy Lip Liner in shade Rosy Brown to even her lip color. I choose this lip liner because it is not too brown or too dark. It will be perfect for my lipstick layer. Since the talent have a beautiful lip, I will follow her actual lip shape for lining and fill in the lip color. I use L'Oreal Paris Color Rich Lipstick in shade Tropical Coral for a nudie 80s coral lip. To set the look, I use big powder brush with Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in shade Blonde. I target the powder at the T-zone areas for a beautiful skin finish look. To complete the whole look, I'm adding Divine Goddess Luminizer on the talent body for a glowing body skin effects, since she will be wearing a shoulder-off crop top. Here we go, I present you the 80s supermodel makeup look. I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Until then, be lovable and stay humble.